Hey everyone, happy Friday. I am glad to see you all. I am feeling a lot better, but I'm still not 100%, but I am getting there. I have a lot of information for you guys today. And so first, I want to show you our new backdrop. Excuse all the Henry heads up there because I'm going to drop this in a second. But we have 3 new council members, 3 this week. That's 3 in 2 days. So the last 3 here at the bottom is Gail Brewer, Shahana Hanif, and Mercedes Narcisse have signed on. So we are up to 12 council members that have signed on to our legislation. So make sure that you give a thank you. I will be updating all of that information on the evening, the call list, the email list for you to be putting out. Excuse me. So what I want you to do starting again this weekend is keep doing the emails. I will then remove the 3 that are on there today. You can add them to the thank you list. I will make sure their names get moved, and that will then you'll just keep working on the ones that are not there. So, 12 is still, we have a long way to go. And yeah, so our website, let me also put that. So on the ticker that's running below, let me update the ticker because that's a great idea, Mia. I wanted to say that we do have our own website, and that website for campaigning only, all the campaign people that we are supporting is www.retiredlaborstrong.nyc. And that is our new site. We started it last year. Let's see if it scrolls down. There's your donation information. Keep those calls to Harry Nispoli's office, Henry Garrido's office, Ann Widger's office. Let's see what comes up next. Stop your people's money if you're DC 37 because they're lobbying against us. There's no reason to be funding them to fight us. Reach out to Natalie Thomas, nathomas@afscme.org, or call 212-815-1550 and ask to stop your people's money. There's your website, retiredlaborstrong.nyc. That is our website for our campaigns. Don't worry, I'm going to show it to you in a moment. You want it on the chat? Okay, www.retiredlaborstrong.nyc. Okay, so let me show you the website just so you see what it looks like. So when you get there, it looks like this, and there's only 3 pages. We kept it short and sweet. We said the city with many of our former unions discarded retirees. Our former unions considered us so irrelevant that they tried to take the benefits we earned during our years of public service, including stripping us of our earned Medicare benefits and attempting to privatize Medicare for their raises. Ill-advised labor leaders forgot they passed the Medicare Act in 1965 to give everyone equal access to medical care. Today, we are fighting back, being forced into Medicare Advantage and having benefits taken from us in retirement that our former union should have protected. We are empowering fellow retirees and getting behind candidates that support us. So if you go to the candidate page, so there's Jim Walden. He's running for mayor as an independent. There's Chris Martes, a Democrat from District 1, a sponsor of our bill, by the way. He also has, I think, 1 or 2 opponents, but we are making sure that we are backing him because he's been definitely a champion. You have Brad Lander, who came out to support us as well. He is running as a Democrat. You have Adafi Akporo, who is running in District 7 against Sean Abreu. Sean has done nothing to help us whatsoever, and we are supporting him 100%. His link is there. Wherever you see the links, it's either to their website or it's to their campaign page. Please, if you're a New York City resident, please make sure you are donating to them, even if it's a small grassroots donation, because the candidate gets an 8 times matching from New York City retirees or New York City employees, New York City residents. And if you live outside, you can still donate. Your donation just doesn't get matched, okay? Here is Christy Marmorato. She also has a candidate. She is a current sitting city councilwoman from the Bronx, District 13. And we are supporting her. She is 100% behind us. She is a Republican that we helped support and get Marjorie Velasquez out of there when she wasn't supporting us. That was actually quite surprising. That was a district that we flipped from. We helped flip, because it wasn't just us that did that, from Democrat to Republican. Crazy. We never thought that would have happened. But the district was so upset with Marjorie Velasquez over the Bruckner land deal. With that and the retiree issue, they were furious and voted her out and brought in Christy Marmorato. You also have a candidate here who's Maya Kornberg, who is running against Shahana Hanif. That's District 39, by the way. That is Maya. She supported us. So yesterday we made the announcement that we are supporting Maya. And then we also have Alicia Vachunas. She is from District 30. She is, I believe, running as a Republican, yes, in District 30. And she is the deputy chief of staff for Bob Holden. And her link is here as well. Please go up to her site, give a little donation there. Even if you're only doing $10 or $20, whatever you can afford. Remember, if you're a New York City resident, they are matched 8 times. It would help them tremendously. We need to be able to get people that support us 110% behind us and get them into office and remove the people that are not helping us. So did the New York Times endorse Walden? I don't think they did any endorsements yet, to my knowledge. Have no idea. But there's a great article in the Times about him today. I love the new Retired Labor Strong website. Clearly shows support from electeds and candidates, short and sweet. And that's really what it was about. It was about to tell you, whether you're on the left, you're on the right, you're undecided, you're in the middle, wherever you are, that there are people that we've vetted for whatever your political points are that support you. So you know that these are the candidates that put it in writing, agreed to the 3 issues that we have: not being forced into Medicare Advantage, protecting our traditional Medicare, not allowing the city to pass backdoor premiums to us in the forms of copays and increased deductibles, because we've been told they're coming, that today those copays are $15, but they're not staying there. And they also told us that there's increased deductibles coming, not only for active workers, but for us retirees as well. So this is why this has to stop. So that is absolutely super important that we have to do that. Will Lander drop the city lawsuits on Medicare Advantage? Well, he can't do that as comptroller. If he's mayor, he says he supports us. I'm assuming that he would, but who knows? By the time he gets elected, they might even be gone by then. Who knows? So let's see. If Linda tells us to do it, please. Very funny. All right. Carol, thank goodness Borelli is not running again. Not that it matters. He was useless anyway. I know. Well, there's 3 people running for that seat right now, 2 Republicans and I think a Democrat. So we're going to be vetting all 3 of those candidates in that district, and we'll let you know what comes out there. So that's what I could tell you from that. Yes, I heard that too, Sherry. Adrienne Adams may run for mayor. I don't care what you guys have to do. Anytime she posts, you make sure that you post on her Facebook, on her Twitter, wherever she comments, that if she wants to run for mayor, she has to answer to you. You are a New York City retiree. You are a voter in the city of New York. And even if you're not, raise the issue anyway, because if she's a Democrat not supporting protecting Medicare, not supporting protecting retirees, not supporting protecting line of duty widows and widowers or 9/11 responders, then she doesn't deserve to be mayor. Then she's just another part of the regime. So we want to make sure that that is crystal clear. Anytime, and you see me when I do this, I'll actually make a comment and then I'll do followers, and all of you will notice. And Pay attention to where you see me comment, please, because if you see me comment if you're not looking to where I'm commenting, you're making a comment on a public page that I'm asking you to get behind, continuing the conversation of the talking points of my post. So don't get into some other crazy mishigas. You want to stay on point. If I'm saying that, hello, Speaker Adams, you're not protecting Medicare retirees, and you're not protecting Medicare, and you're not protecting the elderly and the disabled and 9/11 responders, and you want to run for mayor, that's not going to get our vote. Keep saying it over and over and over again, because then what's going to happen is the people that are going to go to their page are going to see your comments, and then they're going to go, wait a minute, you're a Democrat running for mayor and you're not supporting protecting Medicare? What's wrong with you? So make sure you look and see first when you see me post, am I in our private page, or am I on a public page like a council person or a candidate for office trying to get some conversation going? That way we're not making off-topic points, okay? Super, super important. Let's see. Camille, Purina Sanchez has 2 opponents. I emailed them, but neither has replied. Don't worry, we've emailed them as well, and I believe we have appointments. Lander is a lowlife. He lost the pension system. Billions would be a worst enemy. I don't think he's lost the pension system billions. I think we're actually doing okay there, Gene. But there's another issue on pensions, which I'll get into in a minute. Let's see, Marianne. I posted on Senator Gennard's page to have a chat with his friends in the city council. Okay, that's great. Wonderful. Okay, so let's go into the rest of the news. So you have the 12 council persons that have already have supported us. I need you to all put in your calendars March 5th. March 5th at 3:30 p.m. we are going to have a virtual rally. So I will send you an email, send you a link, put all that information there. But please, for right now, March 5th at 3:30 p.m. Make sure you put that in your calendars. Let me post that for you. March 5th, 3:30 p.m. Put in your calendars for a virtual event. Okay. And then I will, of course, send you out the link and all the information to that as we just get a little bit closer. DC 37. So DC 37 is still lobbying against our bill in the city, lobbying against our bill in the state. And they are also sending out mailers, emails, and robotexts to employees and retirees, pressuring them to get onto their petition, for employees and retirees to get onto their petition against our legislation. And these are active workers that have not even read the bill and don't even know what it's about. So make sure that you keep up your emails on a daily basis, okay? The DC 37 is also doing a forum on February 26th. I believe it was at 6 p.m. Down at BMCC on 190 West Street. It's right around the corner from where they originally had it scheduled, which was 199 Chambers Street. So I guess it's Chambers and West. So what I want you to do is if you are a DC 37 employee or retiree only, you are only allowed to attend that event. You cannot go to that event if you are not DC 37 or you are not the media. Don't have a press pass. So if you are retired DC 37 or active DC 37, we posted that link the other day, and I'm going to put it in the email again to ask you guys to go and get on to register for that mayoral forum. Let me see if I grab that link for you. Let's make it shorter. And what I want you to do is this is a survey that we put up. I want you to click this survey link, give us your information that you are going, and then make sure you click the link to register in our survey. There's the link to register for the mayoral forum. It is super important that you do that, okay? Go. And then when you register that you will attend, Michelle and I are going to send you an email. Michelle Keller and I are going to host an event, like I think Monday, to prep you for our little rally before the mayoral forum. Okay. I mean, it will be a small group, granted. I think that place only holds about 400 people, but there will only be a small group of us. But make sure you come, please. We're asking all DC 37 retirees that can get there. Please go sign up on that link. Register not just for our survey that you are going. We want to send you an email to tell you where to meet us. And we want you to also make sure you register on the DC 37 link that you will be attending. Okay. Super important. And then we will send you an email and tell you what the plan is. I think our meeting is on Monday, but I'll make sure you get that by tonight or tomorrow. Evelyn Garcia says emails go out as often as I can. Well, I'm glad they do. Thank you, John. I'm glad you are going. Remember, I think they changed the address. If you registered originally and it said 199 Chambers, they should have sent you an email saying it's now been changed to 190 West Street, which I believe is just around the corner. Okay, so make sure you're looking for that. So absolutely. And that I think, let me pull up a couple of other things for you. So I will also be emailing this out to you. This is a PDF from, I'm going to give you two of these. One is for friends of Jim Walden. Jim is also doing a fundraising campaign. Again, grassroots style, do what you can. And donate to his organization. On this form, if this form is only, there's 2 pages to this document here. Let's see, does it let me move it? Is it letting me move it? Nope, it's not. For some reason, it's check contribution. No. So there's 2 pages here. This is the first page, which if you're mailing a check, you have to do this. If you're going to donate a contribution on his electronically on his website, you don't have to do this form. This form would only be for people that are going to do donations by paper check. You actually have to put a form with it because they have to be tracked. Okay. So I will make sure that that's in the email as well and post that to the website, post that to the email. The email and the Facebook page as well. So please make sure you guys are registered for our emails. You're registered to have your account in on our website as well for donations. Super important so that we can communicate with you and give you all of this information. So let me see if I can pull up that second page so you could see what it looks like. Let's see. I want to share my screen. Nope, it's not letting me for some reason. Let's see if it'll let me bring it up as a PDF, because it wasn't doing it before. PDFs, computer. For some reason, it's probably not letting me change the page. Nope. Usually it lets me change the page. Anyway, I'll make sure you guys have it. It will be in the email and on our Facebook page. So let's see what else. Ann Elterman, finally on live after 2 weeks watching reruns. Yep, sorry, I had to do it earlier. I'm just not feeling well and I really want to go back to bed. Yes, March 5th is the virtual. It's 3:30 p.m. Thank you, Maya. Ellen, recent legal decision against OCB noting that it had been making decisions against the Taylor law is great. Will make it easier for unions to get their bargaining certificate back. So what is that about? Basically, what happened was New York City Office of Collective Bargaining. It is an office that was created in 1966, and it was an extension of the tail of PERB, Public Employees Board. So it's the labor board for the state, for usually like cops, firefighters, teachers are under PERB, state workers. New York City Office of Collective Bargaining was created in the likeness of PERB, and it was supposed to basically mirror what they did. What was at issue here was that if a union wanted to if a local wanted to decertify from, or people wanted to decertify from their union and start their own union. So let's say someone is in DC 37, for example, and the local is not happy with the leadership of DC 37 and they wanted to leave. The only way that they were able to do that was 30 days before their contract expired, if I remember the ruling correctly. This allows them 120 days after it expires. So it gives them more time. To try to do a decertification in 30 days is ridiculous. And I think the state recognized that. And this actually came because of an issue with environmental police who were part of LIBA. And the Law Enforcement Environment Benevolent Association, I think it was called. So they wanted to disaffiliate. This was very important because it empowered people to take back their union when they felt that their union leadership had gone awry. That's kind of happening today in many cases. So this is why this is super important that OCB, unfortunately, the MLC supported that to prevent people from getting out of their locals. This was another way of to me, this was an anti-union move. And I'm sorry, but that's exactly what I believe it was. You should be able, if you are a good union and you know what you're doing and you know that you're doing the right thing, the people are supporting you, you wouldn't be blocking them from leaving you. If they like you, they would stay. It's just like a relationship, right? Why would you leave a good boyfriend or good girlfriend? Clearly, DC 37 hasn't been a good boyfriend or girlfriend to us and a good partner to us. And we want to make sure if we want to dump them, we can. So LIBA the law enforcement, the environmental police wanted to get out of their union and start their own union. And we should be welcoming that every day. I mean, that's what it is about, right? Democracy, transparency, and unionism. That way everybody has a voice. So thank you for bringing that up. No, Lila, I have not gone. I had asked them about that. There is not a PayPal. I have to ask you to please use one of the other methods. Let's see, John. I also told DC 37 members that called me that they did think $36 dues a year had to keep their health care. I told them no, and not to give the $36 to DC 37 protects 1096. I told members to keep their money in their pocket. Hey, John, do me a favor. Tell them to send that $36 to us and join our organization, or send it to one of these elected candidates running for office to help protect us as well. So even if they want to split it 50-50, I'm totally fine with that. But whatever they do, we need to start protecting the people that are protecting us. In rumors that are going around today, we were heard that there were political parties and there were unions that were removing their endorsements because these wonderful people behind us decided to support us and protect Medicare and retirees. So when that happens, retirees have to step up because we are saying, please protect us. And if they're being harmed by people that had endorsed them simply because they're getting on a bill to protect traditional Medicare and to protect a retired unionist, then we need to be there to make sure that we have their back because they have ours, right? So that's why this is really important. If you would spread that, I would truly appreciate that. It's very important to show that solidarity. If they have our back, we have to have theirs. Let's see. Barbara says, New York City Retirees Organization has endorsed Jim Walden and he is a registered independent. Other Democratic candidates, Lander, Zoran, both support keeping our health care, Medicare, and a supplement. So Barbara Herndon, let me explain something. Our position is if they do not put it in writing to us on their letterhead and commit to the 3 issues that we ask them to, that's not support. If anyone says that they support a retiree, but they are not putting it in writing, they don't support you. They're afraid to put their name on it because they don't want you to bring it back to them. Brad Lander did. It's on our website. You can go and look. Zoran so far has not, and neither has anyone else. If they have given it to us in writing as of today, it is on the link I posted below, retiredlaborstrong.nyc. So please make sure you check that page. We will update that as those links come in. If they don't put it in writing, we're not endorsing them. And if they tell you they support you and they're not putting in writing, they don't support you. Because what are they saying? I support you to protect yourself because I'm too chicken to put it in writing. That's not going to happen. And I'm not getting behind that. Neither is the board. They have to commit to it. Otherwise, they'll flip-flop just like Mayor Adams did. So, and that's the same conversation we're having if Speaker Adams wants to run for mayor, she needs to get behind retirees and protecting Medicare. Otherwise, we're going to make sure we are citywide, making sure she doesn't get elected. There's plenty of people in the pool now. So let's see. Robin, thank you for all your continued fighting on our behalf. Just made another donation. Thank you, Robin. I appreciate you. I've been trying for a year to rescind my dues payments to DC 37 retirees. They won't let me go. Karen, would you do me an email? Would you do me a favor, please? I'm sorry, my brain's so foggy. Would you please, anyone who's having problems getting DC 37 to stop their dues or peoples, I need you to be specific. Send an email to the organization, retirees@nycretirees.org. Please send me an email. Tell me whether it's people's or it's DC 37 union dues or DC 37 retiree dues. We're not advocating and stopping dues. We've been advocating to stop for people's, but whatever choice you want to do, I will help you, whatever you want to do. The choice is yours. Please be specific. I'm an active worker, I'm a retiree, and this is what I want to stop. Dues or people's or both. And I will help you do that. I will show you how to do it. Down below, right below, is people's, but we will then start lobbying hard. I will give you AFSCME international contact information that you want to stop your payments, your people's money payments. If they're not answering your emails, if they're not letting you go for a year, that's egregious. They have to stop. And by law, they have to stop that. Under the law, they are not allowed to keep collecting money from you when you've requested that they stop it. So I will help you with that, Karen, and I'm sorry you're having that problem. So let's see. Evelyn Garcia says, I stopped COPE 3 years ago. I can't stop dues, correct? UFT dues, correct? So dues, let me get on the dues conversation. If you want to stop your dues and you're an active worker or a retiree to a retiree chapter, you have to write them an email or send a letter certified or do both. They may not take the request by voice, right? Unfortunately, since the Janus case, it made it a lot easier for people, as the unions would say, to be able to stop those payments. You have to first make sure if you are a retiree that you have certain union benefits that are tied to your dues. They're ancillary benefits. Just make sure that when you contact your union, that you are aware of what that would be stopping. Also understand when you stop paying union dues and you are a UFT person, if whether you're active or retired, you also can't vote. So if you are active, it's important that you do have a voice in your union. So I'm not recommending you cancel your dues. But if you choose to, you need to know what those repercussions are. You lose your voice in those processes. There are some benefits, like I said, like there's a catastrophic, like a Mercer plan that was there, and some ancillary benefits. They're not mandatory benefits, but if there's something that you wanted and you can't get them on the marketplace or the cost is extremely high, you need to be able to pay attention to that before you make that decision. But right now, we are only advocating for removing your political action monies because the unions are then using those political action monies against us. And if they're not supporting Intro 1096 at the City Council, and they're not supporting Assembly Bill 4639 or Senate Bill Assembly Bill 3607, then they don't have your back and they're using your contributions to work against you. That's why we endorsed taking away their political action monies. Okay. Hopefully that clears up that. The last thing I need is a union screaming at me that I'm advocating for dues money to be taken away. That's never been our position. But if you want to do that, that is your choice. I will advise you how to do it. Let's see. Celso says, remember Adam said Medicare Advantage was a bait and switch and he flip-flopped once he was elected. So how will retirees be guaranteed any candidate won't do the same? Well, Celso, that's why we ask them in writing. And if they won't put it in writing with their signature, we don't endorse them and they don't make it to our website. Serena Mia says that will be great, an economic boycott of DC 37, but make sure you don't mess up your extra benefits like your catastrophic plans. Right. And also understand something. You need to look at those catastrophic plans and actually see if they're working for you. DC 37 doesn't offer a catastrophic plan, Serena Mia, to DC 37 retirees. That has been offered typically by your union. Also, you are PSC. I need to ask all PSC retirees to help me out here. PSC, from what I'm being told, whether it's the retirees or the union, have not been supporting our legislation in the city or the state. I need you to pressure your leadership in both the union and the retiree organization in supporting retiree healthcare. I need to know where they stand. Don't ask them, do they support you? Ask them, will they write a letter supporting Intro 1096 and your state, assembly, and Senate bill? And if they won't, they're not supporting you. And I need you to identify this because right now, to my understanding, PSC is supporting for re-election candidates that are working against retirees. So for example, in District 7, Sean Abreu is running for re-election. Sean has been adamant he's not supporting us. Sean is also an attorney, which defies logic to me because he should understand all the BS that's being spewed about our legislation is false, and he hasn't. So we decided to endorse Idafi Akporo, and he is also on our website. He's been to many of our rallies and events. So this is why we've asked everyone to get behind him. Well, if PSC is not endorsing Idafi, but they are endorsing Sean Abreu, we want to know why. Because then they're promoting someone who's actively not helping their retired unionists. So PSC, that's your homework, whether you're active or retired. And thank you, Serena Mia, for the question. Can you repeat the date of the in-person DC 37 event requiring registration? So MSIRT, let me see if I can, I'm posting the link again. That link goes to our survey. The link to DC 37 is in there. The date and time is February 26th, and I believe it's at 6 p.m. And I think it runs 6 to 8. It is a mayoral forum, and from what I understand, Mayor Adams is attending. And it is not, from my understanding, all candidates. It is just the Democratic candidates that they've invited, okay? So please make sure you register, let us know you're going, and then make sure you click the DC 37 link and officially register, and you will get a DC 37 link there, okay? That is super important. Alicia, how are you? Everyone, this is Alicia, who is running for District 30 in Queens to replace Councilman Bob Holden. I'm losing my voice. Thank you, Alicia, for showing up. We totally appreciate you, and thank you for supporting retirees and wanting to protect Medicare. We have your back. So everyone, make sure you go to Alicia's page, you like and follow, and follow her so you can stay on top. Her campaign page is also on our website, retiredlaborstrong.nyc. Make sure you support her as well. She has 2 opponents, and she could definitely use the support. Okay, let's see. Marcia, PSC Cooney is too busy making resolutions about global affairs to help their retirees, including a member of my household. I'm so sorry. PSC here, so start calling or writing James. Well, I would say, Serena, make sure you have a PSC posse with you. I want to see mass emails going to James and the retired chapter, because your retirees have a voice and they should be letting that be heard, not just regurgitating whatever the union's putting out, especially if the union's not supporting you and this is a retiree bill, right? So absolutely. So unfair being Democratic candidates. Kathy O'Neill, Napoli, I don't know what you're talking about. There's Republican candidates on our page. So do your homework. I made sure I went back up and put a little R or a little D or an I in front of their names. But understand something. It doesn't matter what their party is. You need to get away from that frame mindset. If they are Republican and support you, great. If they are Democratic and support you, great. If they are independent and support you, great. But you can't just stick to, I'm just voting down red or down blue. Where has that gotten us in the last, century? Look at what's happened nationwide. People are frustrated that you're voting on a bunch of issues in which they're not working for you. Ask the person that's running for the office where they stand on your issues. That is more important. They're counting on you always doing what you've done for decades. Just vote down ticket. Stop that. It's not helping you. This is what got us here. Look at the person and see what they stand for. Look at their positions on the issues that are important to you. If you don't vote for someone that's going to protect Medicare, you're going to be in a Medicare Advantage plan, and there's nothing I'm going to be able to do about it then, because you're not following what we're doing. So if you want to work against yourself, go ahead. But there are Republicans. We supported Republicans. Like I just said to you, we helped flip that district in the Bronx, I think it's District 13, and helped seat Christy Marmorato, who is a Republican. Alicia is a Republican. We have supported people no matter what their party because we identify that. So get away from that mindset, please. That drives me crazy. Let's see. Marilyn says she has catastrophic coverage from DC 37. Yes, but Marilyn, your dues are not dependent upon that health plan. You can have that is a plan that might be offered through the union, offered through the retirees, or offered through one of their mailers. But if you stop paying your dues or your COPE, you're not going to lose that. It's not connected. That's the point. And you have to understand the difference. So Camille says, I have family in Alicia's district. We'll tell them to support her. Score. Laura says, good evening, and thank you, Alicia. You all, I'm sure she's glad to hear that. See, Kathy made Kathy happy. Thank you, Kathy. Alicia says, thank all of you. Your service to the city has not gone unnoticed, at least not by all of us. And she's Deputy Chief of Staff for Bob Holden, who is our co-sponsor on our bill. All right. Ellen, Bob Holden has been a rock for us. Now he's leaving office and you've been working in his office. Welcome to a group of rumps. Yeah. Yes. And because she's also a city employee, this affects her. So she wants to make sure. Toby asks, did Eric Botcher sign on? Yes, he did, Toby. And let's see. Yes, Kathy, the DC 37 Mayoral Forum, I believe it's called the Forum. I'm not really sure, but it's at 190 West Street, to my knowledge. And Alicia's also saying she's also a former 32 BJ member. Well, thank you, Alicia. We appreciate that. And yes, Bob is retiring. Okay, you're not saying that. Thank you. I'll take everything back. But even if you didn't mean that, whoever was thinking that, I wanted them to know that too. But thank you for clearing that up. I appreciate that, Kathy. And my apologies for the confusion. I thought you were upset with me thinking they were all Democrats. Okay. It's super important. That's what makes it hard sometimes in answering these questions, that they're not always clear in what you mean. But no, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Kathy. Don't worry. I'm not upset with you. I misunderstood you, and I'm woman enough. Are you listening, Harry? I'm woman enough to admit I just made a mistake and misunderstood something. Yes. If I'm mistaken, yes. Totally cool, Kathy. Don't worry. I'm with you. Councilwoman Palladino and Areola support retirees, very strong supporters. We need help where we can get them. Absolutely. And we have not had it. Look, we have had support from Vicky and Joanne from the beginning. I have no issues with them, and I don't care about their party. And you've never heard me say this, like that against anything against what I'm saying right now. You've never heard me say anything like we're only supporting Democrats. Like we've never done that. So understand, I am for the person, for the people. Whoever is going to protect you, I want to make sure we support. We have a lot of work to do. And that's the bottom line here, okay? Let's see. John, happy Friday, everyone. Send $25 to the candidates we support. Even $10 to the candidates we support because we've added a few more. So anything that you guys can do, absolutely. We're also going to be doing a campaign fundraiser. When you get the email, it'll be for Jim. You'll see his flyer in there. And if you're going to do a paper check, you have to do that for him. So please make sure you help reach out. I think Jim was about shy of about 400 unique New York City donations. So if you haven't donated to Jim already and you are a New York City resident, please donate. It is super important. And please tell your friends to do the same thing. Millie says, oops. Most of the progressives are against us. And I don't understand that. I literally spoke to the Working Family Party today and they support us. The Working Family Party supports what we are doing 100%. So I was glad to hear that because I was hearing something different from one of you guys and I was frustrated by that and I didn't understand. So it's important that we clear up that misinformation, right? And that is super important. So, Kathy, you were hoping Jim would be invited to DC 37's mayoral forum. So was I. DC 37's only inviting Democrats. But don't worry, come April, we are doing a forum and we are inviting everyone. So you will have your opportunity then. Don't worry. We're not going to leave people out just because they're from one party or not. Okay. Let's see. I know it just skipped a few questions. Let's see. John Sabini, are there people in Albany supporting our cause? Yes, we actually, I think, have 40 people on our, 46 people, I think, so far on our state bill. And so that's moving quite nicely. Will the state tell Garrido to start telling the city council 10? No, I don't think so, but we're working on that, Gerald. Give me a little time. Will you put the Facebook link? Did you put the link on the yes, the Facebook link is in there and so is the YouTube. There's 2 links on that post, William. I try to remember to do both. So there is a Facebook link and a YouTube link. And there's plenty of Facebook people here. Let's see. Larry says, over 50 years voting in this nation, and nobody asked me if I was a Dem or Republican until now. I have voted both ways, and I cross the aisle and reach out. Unity is what we need. I agree with you, my dear. Anything on Cuomo for his support for us? No, and he comes with baggage. You think? That man has more Samsonite than most people. I'm not really sure. And remember something, he did tier 6. So I don't think unions want to definitely get about, I don't think we want to go back to supporting Cuomo. That's my opinion, but for what it's worth. Let's see. Why isn't Susan Zwang a supporter of 1096? We helped get her elected. Yes, we did. Maybe you want to call and ask her because she's basically ghosted us since last year. Susan Zwang is from the new district in Brooklyn. Let's see. Yes, Kathy, I love you too. Sorry for the misunderstanding. I told you I'm on antibiotics and steroids and antihistamines and my brain is foggy and I'm still here to be with you. Working Family Party should tell their council members that. I'll work on that. And if the Working Family Party is listening to us, please make sure you tell our council members they should be supporting this intro. Everybody, do a tag to WFP here. I think it comes up. Is it WFP? It might be WFP. No idea. I'm going to try WFP. It might be at Working Families. It might be at Working Families Party. I have no idea, but we'll figure it out. Let's see. If we're going to have a mayoral forum in the spring for all parties, I think we're going to need a bigger boat. In other words, we may need a larger venue, so says me. I believe we have one booked. I'm waiting for confirmation as we speak. Absolutely. That's how Henry Garrido rolls. He didn't invite you to the last meeting. I know. It's okay. I don't think that meeting ever came to fruition anyway. WFP are for government-sponsored healthcare. Well, Gerald, so is Medicare. And I want you to know that when I spoke to them today, their team also has worked with Adi Barkin from Be a Hero. So they totally get us. They understand what we're fighting for, and they support what we're doing. And they support traditional Medicare. So I'm going to say that loud and clear. Working family parties support what we're doing. Very important. Toby, you look fab for a sick gal. Thanks. Lip gloss will always do that. Daily News says, privately, DC 37 wants City Council Speaker Adrian Adams to run against Mayor Adams. Does it make a difference, both of stonewalling us? Well, brain plasma. That is the Adams family, I don't know, oligarchy to me. Look, Adrian Adams is literally controlled by Henry Garrido. She doesn't have my vote. She's blocked our bill. She's threatened city council members. She's taken city council members off of committee seats and threatened them with discretionary funding. She doesn't deserve to be speaker. She doesn't deserve to be mayor. And she's controlled by a union trying to do something illegal and immoral against retirees. That's all I got to say about that. I think we can do better, to be honest with you. So that's what I have, everyone. I don't think I have any more notes here. Again, a quick thank you to Shahana Hanif, Mercedes, Narcisse, and Gail Brewer for getting on our bill this week. And to DC 37, if you keep threatening and rescinding your endorsements of city council members that are supporting retired unionists, New York City retirees are going to make sure that we're there and you'll be obsolete. No one will need you anymore, because they will have a bigger organization that actually knows what a union is. So everyone, I want to say, take care of yourselves. I'm going to go rest. You do your emails. I will make sure that we update the email list and the call list so that you have updated information to send to everyone. Yes, Tommy, I'm sorry. I missed your message now. I see it again. One moment. Tommy says the UFT elections are coming up in the spring, unfortunately. What? The ABC has no chance to replace the Unity Caucus because ABC's slate has no mention of urgent care, copays, or bully principles. Actually, Tommy, you should go and look at their website. I'm sorry about misinformation, you guys. A quick point before I log off, because I'll be on an hour now. If you are an active teacher or a retired teacher and you are working against yourself by not recognizing that your union still has not put an amicus in our litigation, has not supported our city bill or our state bill, and AFL-CIO had lobbied last year against our state bill, and UFT is AFL-CIO. If your union doesn't get behind you, then they're not supporting retirees. If you are a retiree and the UFT election is coming up, the Unity election right now, the UFT election, there's two chapters that are running right now, two slates. And you know how I feel about slates, and I'm not even going into this. A slate only tells you about a group of people's ideology. It doesn't tell you about what they're doing. When you look at the ABC slate and you look at the Arise slate, you can see their platforms. Get behind the people that are working for you. Don't worry about where they've been. Everyone has been somewhere. Just like we had unions that originally were drinking the Kool-Aid and trying to screw you, when they learned and listened what was happening and they left the Kool-Aid stand and joined us, we didn't hold it against them. We embraced them and welcomed them because they listened to the message. They now are on our team. So when you say, oh, they were Unity, I'm not going to support them. Well, you have people that were on more that are part of Arise that were on Unity. So I don't understand that. So sorry, Tommy, I'm just going to debunk that right now. The Unity people that are working on the Arise slate, we've spoken with, and they support not passing costs on to retirees and protecting traditional Medicare and not forcing us into Medicare Advantage. And I have not heard those specific words come out of Arise. Regardless, if Arise is going to focus on international politics, we've always said we're going to focus on bread and butter issues, the things that we and our unions or our retiree chapters can address at home. I can't handle an issue in another country. That becomes your personal ideology, and that needs to stay there. Leave your personal politics at the door. Once you walk in, we start talking union, and this is where we need to focus. What does the union have the power to fix or control or change or modify or make better, or in some cases, make worse? And if they're going to make it worse, we have to be able to change that. I'm not going to stand on a street corner and scream about something I have absolutely no power to change. I'm going to use all of our power to change what I have the power to change. And that's where you should be as well. On that note, I'm going to say good night. I appreciate all of you. Please make sure that you are looking for all of the people that are running to try to make your life better, and vet each and every single one of them. Thank you. You know what, Jeff? I'm going to say I love you. Jeff Oceans. I want to give a shout out to Jeff Oceans. Yep, I was one of them. I woke up and no longer drink the Kool-Aid. Jeff, I love you. Jeff was president of Local 3005. He listened to Henry Garrido. I met him at a Labor Day parade one day and begged him to talk to me. It took him a little while. He came around and he eventually did. When he listened to the message, he understood that he was being lied to. This is why, people, it is important to embrace people and have forgiveness in some of those sins, right? He listened to he was a loyal union person just like we were, and he listened to his loyal union leadership. When he recognized he was being misled, he finally said to me, I understand, and I will no longer support that. And he didn't. So everyone give a thumbs up and hearts to Jeff, because we love that. That's what we are about. And to the people who are running under Arise, who are slamming the people who are running under ABC Better Contract, you need to make sure you realign your messaging. What is your focus? Focusing on people like this that you're trying to attack, that used to belong to Unity? No. If they're no longer in the Unity Party and they're not carrying the Kool-Aid mug, then we have to support that. Jeff is one of those perfect examples, and thank you for speaking up, Jeff. I appreciate you doing that. We love you, and we love you for saying that. And we want to make sure that anyone that is supporting us, we support. So if you're listening to this message and you're an active union member or you're an active union leader and you recognize that you're being lied to, make sure you let us know, because we will support you, because after all, that is what solidarity is, right? When you say, I got your back, or I got your six, we got you, because you know, and we recognize that we're telling the truth and you did your homework. So everyone's giving you love, Jeff. Look at the comments. It's absolutely beautiful. Ellen says, thanks, Jeff Oceans. You have balls and a brain. There you go. Thank you, Jeff, for believing us. Absolutely. Solidarity forever. All right, guys, it's almost 7 and I'm losing my voice, and I want to go make some more tea. So I love you. Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate you for everything you did. Thank you to our moderators. Everyone, do me a favor and say a prayer for our moderators, as some of them are going through some struggles right now that are quite personal. So I just want you to keep them in your prayers as well. Do your homework, send your emails, do your phone calls next week. Make sure you thank the others. I'll make sure I update that probably tomorrow morning, because I think I'm going to bed. But I love you. Yes, John Sabini. Ciao for now. I love you guys. I'll see you next week.
Don't speak what you don't understand. The truth is not in your command. Don't shout about what you think is fate. The decision isn't yours to make. Don't lie about the way things are. Tall tales will take you very far. Don't scoff when they say it's the end. In this life, you know you can't pretend. The days pass by.